Hey, what's up, everybody? I wanted to give you my thoughts here. The government is thinking about passing this bill that would send out somewhere between $1,000 to $1,200 per adult, and maybe $300, I think, per child. So families could get somewhere between $2,000 and $3,000 here with this stimulus package. And wanted to give you a few quick thoughts on that. I'm in the car because I'm about to go into the grocery store. We generally buy in bulk, just kind of a sidebar here. We usually buy in bulk from Sam's Club what we need for a month, but then we supplement what we need for our weekly meals here at the grocery store. And we've still been doing that. We bought kind of 1 week ahead, so we're doing that maybe a little bit so that if things get a little crazier, we do have 2 weeks of food on hand typically. But we're still pretty much buying our weekly planning like we normally do. Hopefully there's things in there. Doesn't look like many people are buying produce or what we typically buy each week. As far as our meal planning goes, it's usually sold out of the things that we're not buying anyway. So what about this stimulus package? The stimulus package, at first I heard this, the government's going to mail a check, $1,000 check to every adult in the country. And I thought, this is absolutely crazy. Why would they do this? And then it dawned on me later that this isn't unprecedented. This has happened before. If you remember back 2008, maybe 2008, 2009, Obama's stimulus package basically did the same thing. It just, for me, it felt a little different. Like when they say they're going to send you a check, that sounds pretty crazy. But with that one, they gave $600 per adult, so $1,200 for a couple and $300, I think, per child, up to a limit, back as additional refund on your tax return. So it was basically the same thing. They just didn't have to cut a check because of the time of year that they passed the stimulus package. They just put it on your tax return. You got that much more refund back. And, did it boost the economy? I don't know. I never really looked back to see what the economists were saying, that did. Now, do I think it's a good idea? I mean, I think it's definitely going to boost the economy. I think you've got people who are out of work right now because they had to go home and they're getting paid hourly and they're living paycheck to paycheck. The large percentage of Americans live paycheck to paycheck where they can't go buy their groceries the next week if they don't get paid that week. And so I think this is going to significantly help people who are out of work due to this. Now, the cost of it, the government's already, as a country, we're already significantly in debt. And so it's just going to increase that. Is that ever going to have consequences? Probably. And I don't like the fact that we're continuing to do it, but it's definitely going to help people out. And so I like that. What I think, there's people who have their savings account, they have emergency savings fund of a month, maybe 2 months, maybe even up to 6 months. And those people will be just fine because, this isn't going to last that long. And if it does, we're going to have a lot more serious problems than whether or not we have money in the bank. And so my general thought is I think we should actually make people report their assets or something, or their, if you're a salary position, then you shouldn't get the stimulus package. No need to give this money to people who don't need it and drive the country farther in debt. So, hourly workers who are out of work, not getting paid, let's send it to them. Those who have a salary job, let's not send it to them because they're still getting their paychecks. And, maybe if they get laid off or pay gets cut back because their employer needs to do that, then they would qualify as well. And, maybe even if you have 3 months of savings in the bank, then we shouldn't give it to those people either. So, yeah, I mean, I'll take it. They're going to give it. I'm going to take it because they're going to send it out to everyone, I guess. I don't know how that's quite going to work. But what am I going to do with the money? Let's say $2,500. You got a family of 5. Let's say I get $2,500 to $3,000 given to me by the government. What am I going to do with it? I do not give investment advice, but this is what I'm going to do myself with that $3,000. The stock market is in the hole. Everything is on sale. It's as if you walk into the store and your groceries have a sign that say 50% off, or you go in, everything's like 50% off. Really, it's about 25 to 30, 35% off right now with the stock market. But if you walked in, you would buy up in bulk because you're going to need those things in 5, 6, 7 months, some of the non-perishable stuff that you could stock up on while it's on sale. And this is free money. This is $3,000 you didn't have before. If you need it, obviously you're going to keep it. You're going to use it for your groceries. If you have a small emergency fund saved up where you don't need that money right away, maybe you could do this too. Again, not investment advice, but we have a good emergency fund right now built up, so I don't need the money at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the stock market because anything that it loses, I never had the money to begin with anyway. Anything that it gains is just extra money, and I think within a year or two, that money is going to shoot back up. You know, it may take a little longer. Again, like I said, not a financial planner here. Don't look at the stock market a whole lot, but I know things are on sale. I know eventually they're probably going to come back. And so I'm going to take that $3,000. I'm going to find good stock, whether it's an index fund or it's classic companies that you know aren't going to go out of business, that have been around for a long time and still have strong businesses even in this current downturn. And I'm going to put the money there, and it's hopefully going to go up significantly as soon as things turn around. That's what I'm doing with it. Let me know in the comments what you plan to do with it, or if you think, you know, it's a crazy idea that they're sending out this money.